It's standard board procedure for the board secretary to write minutes of the meeting. The same person takes minutes each time, usually working from a template used at the previous session. There's nothing wrong with this. It helps assure continuity and smooth flow of minute drafting, review, and final approvals by the board. But here's an angle on minutes that you may not have considered. They force the minute taker to be the person in the boardroom most tuned in to what's going on. In a board meeting, you might let your attention drift, do some quick mental math, numbers in a spreadsheet, squint at the footnotes on a PowerPoint, and so on. But the minute taker needs to pay constant attention. This includes not only who moved, who seconded, and the status of an item under discussion. The secretary has to absorb all the conversation on an agenda item to intelligently, fully, and fairly boil it down into a few sentences, knowing there could be legal blowback for failure. The minute taker must also develop a good ear for nuance, sometimes anticipate who's going to respond with a question, a query for more info, or just want to quibble. Instead of just transcription busy work, taking the minutes of a board meeting is a high-stakes exercise that demands close attention to what the board members are saying, doing, and what they're meaning. So, I suggest adding an element to your next board evaluation. What if, for the board meeting before the evaluation, you assign the following task? Every member of the board will take their own minutes of the meeting, with expectation that the reporting should be as thorough as the job done by your regular secretary. Then each director's report is reviewed as part of the evaluation. Now, some directors might grumble, but think about the benefits. Every board member suddenly has to closely monitor proceedings, at least for one meeting, and they might notice clumsiness or lack of clarity in procedures for the first time. Being attentive enough to contribute is one thing, but focusing enough to explain and transcribe the meeting in an objective record, that's next level. Further, comparing each member's take on the board session would be enlightening in another way. We've all heard that old parable of the blind men who were each tasked with describing an elephant. One held the tail, said an elephant was like a rope. Another a leg, and compared Jumbo to a tree trunk. Comparing how each individual on your board views what happened in the same meeting would offer fascinating insights. I'm Ralph Ward from the Boardroom for April.